The Nets are down 0-2, facing a must-win home game against Boston tomorrow. Ben Simmons met with the media today and indicated he could return to the court, maybe in Game 4 of this series. Here he is.
I feel close. I mean, it's not an easy injury to get back and move the same way, straight away. But it's a work in progress, and I'm working every day to get back on the floor as soon as possible. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do you think Game 4 is reasonable to think that might be in play?
No, I think it's reasonable to think that. But it's day to day. I can't tell you, definitely Game 4, Game 3. If I could play right now, I'd be on the court, So it is what it is. I feel close. I mean, it's not an easy injury to get back and move the same way, straight away. But it's a work in progress, and I'm working every day to get back on the floor as soon as possible. So I'm looking forward to that.
Zach Lowe finally makes his This Just In debut. What's going on, Zach? He's with me from Los Angeles. Zach, your reaction to what we just heard from Ben Simmons?
I think he could help the Nets. I've seen a lot of people say, well, is he going to hurt the Nets? Is it going to be a net negative? I don't see any way it's a net negative. Probably just neutral. But if he can play 10, 15 minutes, give him a little defense, rebounding, push the pace, he gives them some lineup flexibility where they can play him and KD as kind of co-centers with Kyrie and two shooters around them. But my reaction to his comments, I mean, it's hard to tell when and if he's going to come back. Honestly, they keep sort of pulling out the timeline, threading it out. We'll see. And the interesting question is, if Boston wins Game 3, do you bother? Do you just say, let's bag it and wait till next year?
Well, I hear what you're saying. I think so many people focus on what he could have done offensively for them, right? He's created more open looks from three for his teammates than anyone since he entered the league until he stopped playing not all that long ago. But so he's probably not going to be able to do that offensively, help you much. But you just mentioned 10 to 15 minutes of defense. Zach, KD ball watching at the end of Game 1, or maybe they win that game, right? They collapse up 17. Yes, they could have won either game. What does 10 to 15 minutes of high-quality defense on, say, Jason Tatum, what could that mean in this series? Let's say they win Game 3, he plays Game 4. Could that tip the series?
It could help. I mean, you saw in Game 2, they adjusted the matchups to get KD off of Jason Tatum because it's just a lot to ask of him to play 45 minutes, guard the best player on their team, be the number one option on our team. But that had trickle-down effects that hurt the Nets' defense. They had smaller guys on Jaylen Brown. It helped Boston's offense. Boston's going to be ready to exploit that in the next game. So absolutely, you can switch more. He'll help on the glass. He gives you a little bit of rim protection. He's 6'11". He's explosive. If he's just taking minutes that are like Bruce Brown, Goran Dragic, and those guys are playing great, Nick Claxton, Kessler Edwards, if you just cobble 15 minutes from those guys and you're giving it to Ben Simmons, even if it's 75% Ben Simmons, limited Ben Simmons, still afraid to get fouled Ben Simmons, that's not going to hurt your team. Will it tip the series? I think that's a little much because you know what? Boston is just really, really good.
Yeah, the perfect is the enemy of the good with Ben Simmons. It's like, it's not going to be perfect, but maybe it'll be even just a little bit good. And given how competitive the series has been so far, I don't know. I like it for the Nets. And also, you said, do they even bother? What do they have to lose at this point, Zach? Like, Kevin Durant is being outplayed by Jason Tatum. That's what's happening right now. Yeah, I know. Double and triple teams. I get it. The best player in the series is Jason Tatum, right? The Nets need all the help they can get.
Jason Tatum is announcing to the world, I am not just a top 10 player. I might be a top 6 or 7 player. The passing, the defense. I mean, he's blocked Kevin Durant's jumper straight up twice in the last 2 games. I don't even remember seeing that in like 10 years. The guy's been unbelievable, and he's guarding Kevin Durant, and he's the number one option. That's the kind of thing you can do when you're 24, 25. But Jason Tatum, boy, oh boy, think back to that trade the Celtics made to move down from number 1, get Jason Tatum instead of Markelle Fultz. Just incredible trade.
You know, when we say, hey, is that guy good enough to be the best player on a championship team? Yeah, well, but he's playing KD. There's always a KD. There's always a LeBron, an MJ, a Shaq, a Kobe. Go beat that guy if you want to be that guy. That's what Tatum's doing right now.